Hello, welcome back to Maya's Math Made Easy. So I wanted to do a quick video just to kind of introduce you to factors versus prime factors. Now you may not be familiar with either one of these, but let me introduce you to what they are. So first off, a factor. Let's say we're talking about the number 12, and we wanted to know the factors of 12. The factors of 12 are just what numbers multiply to equal 12. So the numbers that multiply to equal 12, we would say, well, we could use, 1 times 12, there's 2 times 6, there's even 3 times 4. Those are all considered to be factors, all right? So the numbers 1, 12, 2, 6, 3, and 4 are the factors of 12. Now we usually would put these in order from least to greatest and say that these are a list of the factors of 12, okay? Well, let's make a little space here. If we're talking about prime factors, now we want to know a list of prime numbers that multiply to give us 12. Let's see what I mean here. So, to find the prime factors, I'm going to, instead of figure out, a list of numbers that multiply, that can be paired together to get 12, I'm going to break down the number 12. And you can start breaking it down with whatever factor you like. Let's say I like 6 times 2. All right, 6 times 2. So I know that I can get 12 from 6 times 2. 6 and 2, I want to look at each of these and figure out whether or not they are prime. Now, key thing to note, prime just means that it doesn't have any other factors other than just taking the number times itself. So, for example, the number 2 is prime because the only numbers that I can multiply together to get the number 2 is just 1 times 2. There's no other numbers I can use to get 2 with multiplying other than just 1 times 2. So 2 is already prime. I get to stop right there. But 6 is not prime. There's other numbers that I can use to multiply to get 6. I could use 2 times 3 to get 6. All right? So there's no other number that I can use to break down to get 2 except for 2 times 1. There's no other numbers to get 3 other than 3 times 1. So these are the prime factors of 12, okay? So I can say the prime factors of 12 are 2 times 2 times 3. Now I'm using my little dot here. In algebra we tend to use the dot for multiplication, but you're probably most familiar with seeing the multiplication symbol like that to show you these are the prime factors for 12. I can always check it by saying 2 times 2 times 3 and see if it really gives me 12. Well, I know that 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 3 equals 12. So take a look at the different lists that we have here. My actual factors of 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12, because they give me pairs of numbers that I can multiply to get 12. 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. But prime factors are basically the prime numbers that can multiply to give you a number. And it doesn't matter what order you do it in. If we decided to do 12 and break it down with 4 times 3 instead of 6 times 2, doesn't matter how you do it, we will always get the same list of prime numbers, okay? So prime factors are great. And I wanted to introduce you to prime factors because prime factors are a great way to make multiplying and dividing, even reducing fractions, so much easier. And so I'm inviting you to take my class throughout school where I can show you how we will use these prime factors to make multiplying fractions and dividing fractions way, way, way easier. So check the link attached to this video. Go ahead and sign up for my class. Hopefully you get in before it fills up. There are only a certain number of spots available, and I hope I see you in class.